Everyone, I'm really sorry that we have to speak about it in this moment. You know, digestion period, siesta for Spanish, and for us the South is complicated. So, I would like to ask you everyone to stand up. Everybody, please stand up. Everybody stand up. Thank you. Stand up, wave everything, iPhones, whatever, everything stand up. Perfect. So we're going to do some passive digestion. Alright, so just do what I do.
That's a good idea.
Thank you very much. I think we're live now. So now we can talk about energy. My presentation, please. Okay. Let's see. Alright. My name is Alex Filippidis. Originally I'm from Greece. I was studying in Denmark and working in Denmark. I then made a company installing photovoltaics in Greece. I started working with friends from Croatia. I set up now a non-profit together with other comrades in Belgium. And currently I live in Netherlands. That's my family. It's a real picture. It's not a Photoshop. We just have a perverted way of humor. So, enough for me. You know, we have to talk about, I see here lots of people working with politics. When you have a Greek in a panel, crisis, it's synonymous. So, I will not spend too much. We all know what we're talking about. Crisis, as we have been experiencing all around Europe, in Spain, Portugal, Greece, Germany, Netherlands, everywhere, is not only economics. They want us to think it's economics, but it's a crisis of values, of environment, of everything. So, we shouldn't forget that. What is interesting about it is that crisis, youth, and now the whole festival here about Millennials, is a hot topic, huh? Everybody's talking, but numbers are also very interesting. We are very proud that if you see the top 5, 6 in this category, we have the highest unemployment for young people. Spain, Italy, Croatia, Greece, Portugal, Cyprus, let's say Greece as well. So we have a very negative thing. So this is the reality. We are now building a new generation of highly skilled. They are not Gastarbeiter of the 60s, workers going to work in the factories in Germany. They are highly skilled, highly educated, and unemployed. And the next thing is that, these are also numbers, you see where is the migration now going. So these are real numbers that the South is traveling north and not for a good way, or for a good reason. So what we end up having now, we are ending up having a new generation of highly skilled and highly educated, unemployed, and flexible and cheap migrants. I don't know why it looks like this thing. There is something missing. I don't know who is on the laptop, but this is like a half of my slide. Sorry? Okay, now we're talking. Now I'm happy. Now we see the migrants. Alright, so this is the reality. So, after every reality, we need to have a reality check. If anyone thinks that we're going to go back in 2000, 2002, 2004 prosperity, they are laughing, we should laugh. That's not the reality check that I'm experiencing in Netherlands, in Greece, and all around Europe. So we have to start questioning. Is it enough when we're talking about GDP? After a war, the GDP goes up, but the families are destroyed. Is it enough to say about growth when you have inequalities in any society? Is it okay to speak easily about numbers when we, in our societies, in our communities, we have unemployed people? When you live with your mom, the numbers you don't give a fuck about those numbers, You still have nothing about your future to think about. When we're talking about Europe and security, which cost? Just because you don't have the prisons in front of your house, that doesn't mean that migrants and refugees, they live in prisons currently all around us. So we just try to put shit under the carpet. So the next topic is what about future? Because this is supposed, we have to paint a nice picture out of all this shit that we're living here, right? The future is the main question that also we were invited to talk about. This is our perspective as Sustainable Energy Network, that the next big thing is going to be actually a lot of small things. a lot of small cracks in a big system that they present alternatives today, not tomorrow or in the nearby future, today. And this is actually what we see all around. Please somebody help me with a slide? Thank you. So, for example, we have lots of initiatives all around Europe, all around, in Italy, in Greece, in Spain, in Denmark, in Norway. They're all around us. It's just calling us to support them or get inspired and make our own things in our community. We have initiatives, startups, new ways to do crowdfunding, new tools. We have alternative currency, solidarity movements, social and circular economy. That they're not just words. You can live your utopia today. You just need to move your ass. So, but I'm here to talk about energy as a sustainable energy youth network, right? So, energy is something that unites us. Not just by this fun energizer, but actually through your electricity bill. Most of you, you're all paying for your electricity one way or another, right? In some magical way, you get your energy from a plug, and if you pay, you have. If you don't pay, you can't. That's energy. But you never question where this money go out from your, where this money go out. Most of the time, this energy gets go to Eni, to E.ON, to RVE, to whoever RVE, to some big pockets that you don't feel. So if you start questioning the thing about your energy, that there is one way to keep this money inside your community, then the whole picture starts to change. So what we are saying, and it's not only me or our network, but many people, we need to start seeing energy differently. You don't have to be an engineer to understand energy. You just need to see your pocket and your society. Alright, so energy is a tool for development, for local development. It's a tool for keeping money inside your community. It's a tool to create new jobs inside your community. It's not just a toy for big businesses only. We are working for the big businesses. We are the engineers. We are the marketing people. We are these people that are feeding this monster. So actually we have the skills. So as a response, there is a thing going on all around Europe called RESCOP, or energy cooperatives. There are more than 4,500 energy cooperatives in this moment all around Europe. That actually what is an energy cooperative? It's nothing more than a different business model, operating exactly as a company, but with a flat hierarchy, with these important 150 years old cooperative principles, and actually they are trying to build up a new name, because most of us, especially in the south, we have a bad connotation about cooperatives due to farming and. So I also invite you all to start building the cooperatives 2.0. At the same time, community energy is being acknowledged also globally as a rising trend, as a rising thing. We start seeing in very big reports that they're saying that these initiatives, small scale or larger scale, they're really giving momentum. So if these big guys, they start to pay attention to us, that means that there is something cooking there, right? But enough about the general thing, because I don't want to go too far. I'm going to say a little bit things about our network, and I will invite you to join us if you want. So our network, SEYN, we call our members insaners, because we are a little bit insane as well. So SEYN is just a network of young and not so young people, because we want to merge this thing, that we want to build a new future based on social and cooperative approach. So our community has 22 founders from 7 countries. We have made already 2 spin-offs in Gran Canaria and in Greece. We have made 3 energy academies, and we are operating in cooperative values and principles. The Energy Academy is a very interesting thing that I can propose to all of you. We can talk more about it. That is a week-long event that you can actually take young people with more experienced experts, and we can start building together how you can make your own community energy project. You will be amazed how lives are changing in 1 week, and after that you create more sailors and more projects. Our focus areas are these 4, and I'm free to talk about and explain you how we operate. And my challenge, and I will close now from that, is that, and I challenge you to also discuss more about it in the next days, is how we can make community energy the norm. Not just the crazy Greek that went on the podium to tell you about these things. This should be our normality. So, I think that's it for now. Yes. And if you have any questions, I'm here for you. Thank you.
Several questions, so I'll leave it possibly to someone else. The first.
Thank you. Could you give us examples from life? How do you have a different mentality on saving energy, and what are your concrete solutions in your daily life? Yes.
Well, okay, that's an interesting thing. Look, I'm not the sustainability freak that you might imagine, but it's true that every time I'm using energy or I see other people using energy irrationally, I get pissed off, in a way. So my daily life is that I have a solar park with 2 partners, friends of mine, that we built in 2009 after 3 years of licensing process in a banana country like Greece. So all my kilowatt hours, they are ultra green, even if I consume in Netherlands or around Grasland. For most of the people, I'm producing green energy already. So that's my daily life. And then I'm trying to commute properly. I'm trying not to use energy for bullshit. So this is my only daily life approach.
So I would like to ask this. Solar energy is clean when it's produced, but has a lot of externalities for what concerns the production of the solar panels. What do you think can be the best way to have a completely sustainable energy? Which is the future for this? Because I heard about saving energy, having it, for example, from the energy we are wasting in our processes, so keep it, bring it back to our use, let's say.
Well, I will be more than happy to discuss in very detail if you want anything regarding energy. I'm a freak for that, 100%. But I'm with you. We can talk about which is, for example, the energy spent to produce a photovoltaic panel. It's in average 2 years, but produced for 30. And of course, the negative kilowatt hour is also interesting. How much energy we can save in our buildings, in our daily life. This is also energy. But I will challenge you in another way. What about every time you're using your car or someone else's car, that you're using a fossil fuel that took some 1.5 million years to be produced, and you're just pumping it out? So it's always a matter of reference. And we need to be careful not to play this game that the big companies want to tell us, because now we have a technology that is modular, and that if we come together, we can also do energy savings, wind farms, biomass, waste to energy, you name it. The problem is that who owns it and who gets benefit out of it. I don't know if I replied properly.
Yeah. Because, for example, talking about fossil fuels, the energy wasted from like the car we use a very little energy of the burning of the fuel to make the car go. But it's much more the energy we waste in that process. So, knowing this, that we still depend now on fossil fuels, how can we keep the energy we are wasting? For example, when we break the car, like we are going fast, then we need to go slow down. That's a wasted energy. How can we bring that energy back?
By you joining the Sustainability Youth Network and get freaky by doing it. You know?
Okay.